Hello everyone, this is Chris Jamel at Exiton Interactive, and in this video we are going to basically create what I'm calling a search manager, which will contain all of the logic for interacting with the index. So by the time we're done with this video, we'll be able to add to the index, delete from it, clear it all, and obviously, importantly, be able to search the index. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started here. So this video is going to take care of basically the bulk of actual creating and being able to search through our index. So we'll have one class that's going to basically take care of that for us. So we're back in our features folder, in the search folder, create a new file, and we're going to call that search manager.cs. Alright, so let's go ahead and namespace, web UI, feature, search, public class, search manager. So what I need here is a little special sound effect to say that I've cut into this video and we're seeing things from the future. So after I did this in the original video there, I didn't like how it was done, so I decided instead of simply redoing the video, we were just going to break in here and modify what I did. So just to look at this, what we have again in the search manager that we were just creating. Inside that search manager here is the the directory variable, this fs directory from Lucene, the iHosting environment variable, of course, getting injected in during the construction. And we come down here to the getter for our fs directory, so just call it the directory. So we need this thing in any time that we're going to do any writing or reading, adding, deleting, searching, whatever. We're going to need a reference to the directory. And so what we do inside the getter is say if we've already set the directory, so if it's not null, just return it. You don't have to do anything else. If on the other hand it is null, let's go ahead and call the create directory method. So what will pass into that is the string that represents the location that we want the index to be stored, and that's going to be at the content root plus this folder name. You can obviously name it whatever you want, and then so we'll call the create directory on that. And if you read the documentation, either it'll create the directory, or if it already exists, it'll just return the directory info object. So we get the info, we use that info to open an fs directory, assign it, and then return the directory from the getter again so that we can do whatever operations that we need. And now that we have seen the changes there, we can get back to the original video. We'll make an interface, namespace, web UI, feature, search, interface, search manager, void add to index, params, searchable, searchables, import our namespace. Perfect. Back to search manager here. So good old search manager is now going to inherit from search manager and complain about it. So what we'll do is just come down here. Let's just do this. Give me my method here. Perfect. All right. I'm going to do it first here. So there's going to be several times in which we need to write to this index, or need to get a writer for it. So we'll create a little helper method, private void use writer. Another problem with my action. No, probably. Let me check on one thing here. Okay, so what we'll pass into it is an index writer. I need to stop using Visual Studio Code to write these articles. It doesn't help me with these brackets. So we'll pass in that, call it action. So the thing we'll pass in is an action which takes in an index writer inside of there. The reason I'm doing this is because you have to, there's several using statements. I guess we could use close or dispose and all that, but we won't. Standard analyzer, so we need an analyzer. We need to tell it which version we're using, and that is going to be Lucene underscore 48. Probably not the right one that I needed. Oh, it is. All right. So we now have our analyzer. Inside of that, we'll do using var writer equals new index writer. Give it the directory that we just specified. Do index writer config. We'll give it the Lucene version 48. Run out of space here in the analyzer. Perfect. So now we have our writer. All we have to do is say action and pass in the writer. And once it's done, we'll just do commit. Now we're back up to the add to index method. So what we'll do is use writer, pass it in our little action here. All right, so we're getting past the searchables. So we'll do so for each var searchable in searchables var doc equals new document. So complain to that. Nope, Lucene. All right, so now we have this document. We'll do a for each var field in searchable.get fields. We made those fields previously. Get off of there. We'll say doc.add. Pass in that field. Once we've added all the fields to the document, then we can say index writer. So x.add document. Pass in the document. So now we're able to add things to our index. So going hand in hand with adding to the index is deleting from it. So what will happen is that if we've added something to the index, if we want to update it, update is really delete and add. So we'll come back to our iSearch Manager here, interface, void, delete from index, and I did the same, searchables, come back, have it implement real quick for us. So we're down here in our delete from index. So delete's fairly simple. What we'll do here is, again, use writer. Pass in our writer. My documentation on my face. So for each searchable in searchables x index writer delete documents, and we got to give it term, so we'll say new term. And there's different ways you can do this. Multiple terms. Probably in the real index, or in a real database, you'd have to create a multi-term query from this thing. Because in our case, I'm just using the ID. but probably ID is not enough. You have to know what you're talking about. We're talking about an article because that's all we have. But so you'd have a compound key. But so we have a new term, searchable.field strings, because we need the searchable.field.id. So we need the string to tell it what field we're talking about. So that's just a string of ID. And we then need to tell it which ID we're talking about. And the ID that we are talking about, I think it's right here, is the searchable.id.toString. All right. So that should take care of then deleting. So what happens up here is to add to index. I basically would just call add to index all the time and there would be no update. So what we want to do is prior to adding to index, we're going to now modify it and say that we want to call delete from index as well. Searchables. All right, that will prevent us from having multiple entries in the index for the same article. And I guess I just decided while I'm at it, we're just going to go all in and add things to our search manager here. So let's do a clear method. And we'll just type it in. So public void clear. So clear is easy. So we use writer x.delete all. And so if you read this is what we could do this, right? Delete all in, well, I guess we can't really, but so this is slower than deleting. If you read the documentation, delete all here is, or I guess, forget what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. All right, so now we have the clear iSearch Manager. So now we can add, delete, and clear. So we need the big one left, and that is search. So void search result collection search. We're going to pass in a string, which is our search query. Pass in an integer, which is the hits start, integer, hit stop, and the fields that we should be searching for. So search result collection, void search result. Y must be typo that I don't see there. No. Y doesn't want to help me out. Did I misspell the... Am I not in the same namespace? Web UI feature search. Web UI feature search. Why? Oh, right. Return two different things, you idiot. All right, so return the search result collection. All right, so down here, actually, since it has multiple arguments, just have it put that in there for us. So obviously the search query is what the person's searching for. Hit start, hit stop is what we're going to use, or what we could use if we wanted to, for paging, right? I want the first 25 results, the next 25, blah, 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 blah. So we'll use that. And so now we're back in here. So we'll say if string dot is null or empty search query. So if we'll just return new search result collection. All right. So we have int, we'll put a hints you know, sometimes what I have, you know, is to have people be able to add sort of query parameters onto the search result, right? Page 1 or skip 3, you know, take 4, that kind of thing. So we want to limit what's coming in or going out. And search result collection, results. All right, so now we're ready to go. So we're only going to do this one time, so we'll do it here instead of creating our little helper method down there. So analyzer, actually, let's steal this. So what we really need is the analyzer. We do need a new using statement, but it's not a writer. So using var reader directory reader dot open and directory. Perfect. So far searcher is equal to new index searcher reader. Just import scene.net.search. For we need a parser, which is a new multi-field query parser. See if I spelled that all right. Yep. So we need the Lucene version dot 4.8. Parser will pass in the fields and the analyzer. Query. So we need the parser dot parse. Put a query parser base dot escape. So we want to escape any crazy characters in our search query. And while we're at it, we're also going to trim it. Perfect. And hits is equal to searcher dot search. Pass in the query. Find the top. No, I need to fill this out to figure out, remember what that thing is. But hits limit and sort dot relevance dot score docs. Perfect. So was our null for. Null was for. Why do you want to help me out? So we have the query. Oh, filter. We're not applying any filter to it. All right. So now our results. So results. New search results collection. Come on. So the count is going to be hits dot, and we have a length property on it, and the data is going to be equal hits dot where. So obviously we don't have link in here. So hits dot where and xi, so we'll have the thing in the index. And what we want is if the index, or we need the index to be greater than or equal to the hit start, and I should be less than hit stop. So that gives us that. So next we do a select and new search results. And what we need is the document. So we use the searcher.doc. That X is the ID. So we'll pass that in, and it. Oh no, it's there. Doc is the ID, and we're getting there. To list, and no semicolon in the wrong place. Semicolon there, and we are now officially done. So we'll just do it outside of the using statements. Return results. Now we are officially able to write to the index, delete from it, clear it, and search it Unfortunately, we were going to have to wait till the next video to see that I have actually managed to type all of this in correctly. But until then, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.